Welcome back to We Got Goosebumps, a podcast dedicated to the landmark horror series for children, written by R.L. Stine back in the 90s. I'm your Alaskan tour guide, and I'm fucking out of here. Dylan.
Peace. And I'm your work-obsessed father who doesn't care about your safety. Kids, let's go into the tundra. I'm Travis. How's it going?
Holy shit. We have a new Worst Dad Award after Fuckface in the Mummy movies, in the Mummy
and
books.
That's not even, well, I guess Uncle Ben is a father. I keep forgetting just because his name is Uncle doesn't mean he's not a father.
Yeah, his daughter is sorry. Yes. Yeah, you can be one or the other. It's real tragic if you started as a father and then you decide to be an uncle.
That's true. There are some parallels though between. I thought of that book a lot while reading this one, although I did like this one more.
I mean, that's not saying much. Because today, we have number 38 in the series, The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, which was released in December of 1995. So a nice Christmas theme, with there being a shit ton of snow.
Yeah, a lot of snow.
Although, Jordan even says at one point, it is not Christmas time, but I do have a Christmas song stuck in my head because of all the snow that we're seeing. So I think he had Winter Wonderland stuck in his head.
You know, I did appreciate, even though the title has Abominable Snowman in it, the word abominable is not in the book a lot. And that's good, because it's hard to say. And I spelled it wrong every time I typed it.
Abominable. It's too many soft in the middle, I think. And then you start and you end on a B. It's a lot of... It sounds like a very bouncy, mushy word. Like if you ran across it, you'd be like, you'd bounce off the B, land on kind of this mushy thing in the middle, and have to... It's like a course in that adventure game show that I can't remember the name of. So never... It's a name I think that's kind of like Wazam! And then it's just like people from the Midwest getting knocked off of things with big foam rollers into water and pie filling. It's kind of like a Double Dare for adults.
I love it.
Wipeout. There we go.
Wazam! Do you know...
Jesus Christ.
The worst thing, or one of the more notable events, and maybe the worst thing about December of 1995 was that...
oh, no.
OJ was home for Christmas. And I think that's a real tragedy.
But if home is where the heart is, where exactly is that for OJ in December of 1995?
No clue.
I was wondering how you're going to bring OJ. I was like, it's been months now in their time. It's got to be done with the OJ. But no, you managed to work them in like a tiny nightmare.
Always Google what happened in whatever month the book came out, and if nothing new and amazing has happened or eventful or noteworthy has happened, I just add on to the OJ lore. So we'll see. Maybe January of 96 brings something fun. We'll have to find out. I don't know. Did you read this one as a kid?
No, I did not. Maybe. I don't know.
You don't remember?
This time period, things get real sketchy. And so like maybe I read it once in the library. But again, I feel like by this time, I was starting to get into the Animorphs, maybe. Yeah. That's still maybe a year away. But no, for me, I didn't actually read too much of this one.
I remember thinking it looked cool. Like, there's something about... I mean, I had only heard of Bigfoot being a young little Appalachian hillbilly boy. And there was something about, like, a snowy Bigfoot that was fun. And Pasadena, I mean... California always sounds great when you grow up as a little redneck Appalachian kid. It just seems like a cool place. So I was like, whoa, a cooler Bigfoot in a cooler place? This would be great. But I never read it.
So for me, Abominable Snowman's always seemed like, oh, Jesus, Korea. I was opening the tabs for that, and I just got a face full of Korea. Man. I can't wait to... I want to get a good look at that one now. Like, just the small look I got is gotten me thirsty for more Korean monkey covers. Jesus, that just completely blew out what I was... Abominable Snowman, to me, seemed more like bullshit versions of, like, Yetis. Because Abominable Snowman just sounds goofy. Because it's Snowman.
Yeah, the Snowman.
And also remind me of the Bumble more from Rudolph. Rankin and Bass version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The Bumble? Oh, Travis.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
We're going to have to go on a Christmas tour.
Oh, no.
We're going to have to watch so many Christmas specials this year, my friend.
Oh, my God. Let me Google what you're talking about. Oh, that guy. Yeah, I've seen that guy. I know that guy. I didn't know his name was Bumble.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you're not. You haven't talked your way out of this just because you Googled it and you're like, oh, yeah, sure,
I've seen that guy. He's at the end of Ski Free. When you go down the mountain, he's the guy at the end that eats you.
Yeah,
right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're going to have to watch all the Rankin and Bass movies this year. It's going to be great. And then we could review them on a whole new podcast.
We'll call it Rankin and File.
Oh.
Don't you hate when you come up with a great name for a podcast and you feel like you have to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I didn't read it either. And it looked dumb. And it is dumb, but it's a fun, dumb book. It's fun and dumb. I don't love it, but I ain't again it. Do you want to read it? We got an email. Should I read it? You want to read it?
Hey, Dylan and Travis. You listen to every episode of the podcast, binge many of them, and enjoyed hanging out with you guys discussing these classics from my childhood. I think you two are doing some excellent work, and hope there are many more episodes to come.
I'm kind of sad I didn't really lean into that.
Excellent! Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes was one of the books I skipped as a kid, as the cover threw me off. I was afraid of Freddy, Jason, and Michael, but for some reason, the likes of Chucky Gremlins and the dolls from Puppet Master never struck fear into my heart or tripped my overactive imagination. I hate to make it the size thing, but I'm pretty sure that was it. Bro doesn't like a tiny ding-a-ling.
That's not what he said.
I did see the Goosebumps television adaptation of the story, and thought it was pretty awful too, so I've never liked this one, even though I doubt it's the worst tale our favorite author has written. It still made for a good episode of the pod, and you guys made it amusing at least. I have 2 questions for you. Stephen King and R.L. Stine seem to be the masters of taking random objects and making them horror centerpieces of their stories. What are some of the worst items you can think of to try and base a scary story around?
So we'll take a pause there.
Yeah, well, Stephen, thanks for the kind words, and I kind of agree. I'm a sizist when it comes to my horror. Little things don't really bother me too much. To answer that first question, though, I'm going to have to go, I think, a staple remover. You know what I'm talking about? Little things, little guys that look like little vampires. I think that'd be great. And there's like a possessed staple remover that just bites people in the middle of the night, then acts all innocent. It's just a little staple remover. What could it possibly do?
I feel like you're literally groping for things on your desk.
Yep, I found a staple remover, and I was thinking that would be a spooky thing to have come alive and be possessed and whatnot.
I'm going to say a ring light. No, I'm not going to say ring light, because I'm going to be more imaginative. Because he said something that would be a difficult, I'm assuming, when you're talking about a worst item you think of to try and base a story around. He's like, a living toilet, totally great idea. Or cursed toilet. Like, maybe everything you put into a cursed toilet comes back on you 3 times over.
Oh, gross. Yeah. That'd be...
Or great if you catch on and you put money down there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But then the first time you forget and you pee into it, you're not happy.
Or worse.
Then your bladder pops.
Yeah.
So, like, something like that that'd be pretty bitchin'. I like the idea of a toilet that would do that. Because think about it. Like, the camera in Just Shoot Me or Die, or what was it? Say Cheese and Die? Say Cheese and Die.
Uh-huh.
Just Shoot Me and Die. It's a very aggressive camera commercial. It doesn't just kill you, it gives you, it bad lucks the thing, it wrecked the car, and made the girl disappear. It could be like, it's an oven that makes your food more raw. And it's like, so you put it like a steak in the oven,
You take it out, and it's part of the cow, and it's bleeding, and it's going, "Moo! Why did you put me in this oven?" And you're like, "Oh my god!"
That's
then you've got to kill
metal.
this cow. Oh man, I'm making some great movies
This
right
is
here.
awesome, dude.
We need to.
Yeah. Forget this book. Let's just answer this question for another hour and a half.
Oh, but we got another question.
Oh, okay.
Secondly, if you were to take any Goosebumps book and make an adaptation of it, complete with licensed 90s music soundtrack, which book would it be, and what songs would be featured in the big moments of that production? Thanks for keeping us entertained. I'll take my answer off the air. Stephen Wilds.
Thanks, Steven. Wowee. Boy, this is one I wish I had read earlier to chew on it. Anything coming to your head?
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking that I did a pretty cool job with that accent, and so I got distracted.
Oh. No, you did do a good job. How about this? How about, I don't know, Go Eat Worms? I don't know, I was just thinking, for some reason, what came to my mind, I don't even think this makes sense, but during the, I don't know, I think there's a worm feeding montage in that book, but Bittersweet Symphony is playing during that. I don't know why that's fun for me. And then, I don't know, at some point when, like, they're digging up the ground or whatever, maybe, you know, some Inner Sandman, I don't know. Things like that.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I've got, for some reason, I've got gnomes on the brain. Not just because the email is about Revenge of the Gnomes, but, you know, lawn gnomes, excuse me. Actually, mischief gnomes. They're not fucking
gnomes.
whatever.
Mischief.
So there's got to be a scene of like the gnomes causing ruckus, and then you got the Beastie Boys. Gotta fight for your right, and it's just like just really obnoxious 90s videography with just the
keep zooming in.
Yeah,
very dizzying.
As the gnomes are causing chaos, and at least one scene of a gnome grinding a skateboard.
I dig it. Also, like, something about, I don't know, Slappy needs to sing 9 Inch Nails is Closer. I don't know why, but he needs to sing that.
Just walking down the hallway, you just see a silhouette as he's just singing.
Yeah. You know what he's singing. You know what he's singing.
When the girl's doing the puppet show, not the little. It's funny. I want to age them up all of a sudden after we're just like, oh yeah, Slappy's gonna menace these children with Closer. I'm like, I don't know how comfortable I am, but she could, while she's doing the party, she just starts spitting lyrics, just like hit him up from like Tupac. No, because she has to do something egregious, and she's just up there like, and Slappy just starts going off and like just spitting out Public Enemy.
There you go. Or even, how about this? At the end of this book, when they're flying back home to California, you get the California Love. Got that bumping.
Yeah.
California Love.
For today's book. Spoilers that they make it back to California.
Yeah, well, you know. It's already, the title is already a spoiler. The title and the cover is a spoiler.
I have a theory to bring up later, but first we're gonna say goodbye to Stephen Wilds.
Bye, Stephen Wilds. Thank you. If you want to follow Stephen's things, we're gonna put it in the goddamn show notes. We're like that.
Yeah, he writes pop culture stuff for various websites like PC Gamer and Coming Soon and Blooper. Check him out.
Polygon.
Good dude.
Maybe even Playboy.
Playboy. Yeah, that again. Not sure why that's not leading.
Yeah, put that
top
first.
Of that list.
You put that first.
Yeah, put Playboy first if you were in Playboy, obviously.
Yeah. Unless you were just in it, then definitely put it first.
Yeah, I feel like Playboy's the get on this list. No offense to Space.com or whatever.
Or Looper.
Playboy's, yeah, Looper.
All right. Speaking of Playboy, how about
Pam
some covers?
won't stop talking about the fact that she left Playboy, like she worked on the Playboy The Mansion game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she leads with that.
Yeah, I know I would.
Oh, yeah. But shit, I stepped all over a perfect segue. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I was like, well, can't win them all. You know, you cannot win all of the fucking segues. But no, speaking of covers, speaking of Playboy, let's get to the covers. Timmy J coming at us with the
zoomed in.
with some very creamy snow on the snowman. I imagine the snowman much
just long, thick ropes of snow.
Why? And some of it's in his mouth.
Off of him.
It's the more I look at it, I didn't.
That might
notice
be drool.
Yeah. The God damn! I wish I hadn't said any of that. I didn't stare at the cover while I read the book. But the whole time I actually imagined it is a jizz monkey. I imagined the Abominable Snowman. He was white the whole time. He was white head to toe. I didn't ever pictured him as tan and
but
covered in jizz.
But yeah, he is. I think he is described in the book as being brown.
Yeah, maybe I just don't
which again is weird. I'm pretty sure you're right that the Abominable Snowman is snow colored.
Yeah,
blend in with the snow is general like the Arctic fox or the Arctic hare. The Arctic Abominable Snowman.
Yeah, all of his renditions, whether it's in Ice Age or I think there's one in the movie Frozen. I think he makes a weird appearance. They're always white.
I'm gonna call. Wait, are you talking about the actual literal living snowman in that fucking movie?
No. I think there's they finds a Yeti.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would believe it. Yeah. I'm also gonna call bullshit because Jordan clearly says in the book that the Abominable Snowman is not that big. He's only a head taller.
Yeah.
Than Jordan is. He's a little feller, which makes sense when you realize.
Do you think that he did that just to get him to fit in the trunk?
Oh, fuck yes. Oh, yes. That's the only reason.
Because it's better if he's big.
Yeah, of course it's better if he's big. The fuck are you talking about? No, a little one is what you want. It's just like why they took the raptors in Jurassic Park in the book were 5 feet tall, and in the movie, Steven Spielberg was like, no, they're going to be over 6 feet tall, obviously. We're not going to have, like, little dog dinosaurs attacking people, or whatever. No, he's ridiculously small in the book, and it's 100% because that's the only way you can explain 2 children and a normal guy. I don't remember how he was described.
Oh, the dad? Yeah, I think he's just a dude.
And a dog. He did have a dog helping him, I guess.
Lars.
And why did Arthur leave one of the dogs? That's the weirdest fucking thing. They're all his dogs.
Left
why would
a dog.
He leave one?
He's afraid the family could get hungry while he was gone. Left him a dog.
Yeah, I got the feeling he's going to come back. Like he left for a reason, was going to come, but he just never fucking came back. It's crazy.
It's
so
crazy.
fucking bonkers.
It is not.
Anyway, this cover is completely incorrect.
And it says he's no fun in the sun, but I would argue that's when he's the most fun.
Just his reaction to everything was, the fuck is this? Like, I don't like this. We'll get there. He just seems like he seems very exasperated. The monkey.
He does
in the book.
I do like the cover though. I like his big stupid face.
It's
I think the snow could be maybe less creamy, but
yeah. In a fair world, he would be this size inside the book.
Right.
But then I'd have to listen to 20 episodes of this podcast complaining about 2 children somehow lifting a giant ape encased entirely of a block of ice by Mr. Travis, who's like, oh, how did 2 children push over a giant tree? I don't get it.
Ugh, still bothers me. Also, this Abominable Snowman is ripping a light pole completely from its base. I don't recall him doing much destruction of property.
No, he actually saved the day
and
quietly left the premise. Well, not quietly. He made a ruckus, but he didn't destroy anything. You're right.
He's still loose to this day, apparently. Anyway, that's a pretty good effort by Jacob.
No, it's a great cover. If it's just wildly inaccurate. So
now,
that's how we judge art.
I'm excited to hear what you think about what Dorman's doing over here with this thing.
What the okay.
Why is it sick? Why does it have nipples?
Okay.
And why does it have is it a smiley face on its forehead?
Come on, America. It does look like a smiley face made of freckles and a wrinkle, like a very aggressive wrinkle. What is this?
It makes me uncomfortable.
It looks I think he kind of went for like a more gorilla-like, you know how gorillas kind of like a bare belly and bosom area to be all sexy for their ladies.
Hell yeah.
The men have those big hairless
leathery bellies. The face, though, looks like a troll.
And I can't... is he holding a... It looks like he's on a motorcycle almost. I can't... what is that he's holding?
I think he's holding a palm tree and a light post.
A light post?
Like he's holding a palm tree in one hand.
Oh.
And a light post in the other hand.
And the light post
post is bent.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Okay. It's just a very confusing cover.
Or... No. I don't even know anymore. Yeah, it's not... It's almost like... Who's the guy who does this one?
Dorman?
Dorman? It's almost like he was like, I don't want it to be a monkey. He's like, I'm sorry, man. That's what they're supposed to be. You can't just not make it a monkey.
Yeah.
So he gave it like a monster face. So it's kind of like a generic monster. Well, not generic. It is. It almost looks like a lion face, like the snout and the muzzle.
Yeah, kind of. It's off-putting. I don't know. I kind of like want to give props for going a different direction.
Doesn't this look like a monster that like touches things inappropriately? Like just.
I don't like how blotchy the hair is. It's not growing in any recognizable pattern for a primate. He just looks like a sick bear.
Oh yeah, the bear biceps are what's weird.
Yeah. And just
I wonder how many people
nipple.
rely on our verbal descriptions of these covers and how many people actually look them up. Because I'm sure people are trying to piece together this monstrosity. And believe us, folks, looking at it doesn't make it any easier to tell what the fuck it is.
No, and one last thing I'll say about it. You know up at the top where it says now a major motion picture and has a picture of Slappy? It looks like Slappy has cornrows.
Yeah, I hate that logo. I don't understand why Slappy is terrible CGI.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be.
He doesn't even look like Slappy anymore.
No, he doesn't.
Ugh.
He doesn't at all.
And we've seen that advertising for at least 1,000 books now, it feels like. I don't know why, but ugh. Let's just... Can we leave? Can we go?
Let's take a trip to Indonesia.
Country?
Let's take a trip to Indonesia, where
holy shit!
The title is translated to "The Mystery of the Snowman," and this one's kind of cool. It's minimalistic.
I like it.
Yeah, got
he's spooky.
What's the name of that dude? He's got a name. He's in the Bugs Bunny. He's red. Kind of looks like a hairy tongue.
Oh. Harry. His name might actually be Harry.
That would make sense. He looks like, he kind of gives me that vibe, where you just see his eyes kind of through the shadows. He's gripping two trees, ripping them apart. And this is actually neat in that I think Indonesia tried to capture
Gossamer.
him. Gossamer.
His name's Gossamer.
Indonesia tried to capture him in Alaska, where he was most scary. And they do that here in the book, or on the cover of the book. He's in his habitat. He's not in Pasadena. Because Indonesia was like, I don't give a shit about Pasadena. We're not putting that on the title.
I just like him. And he's the right color. He's spooky. He looks monkey-like. I'll take it.
Yeah, I will allow it, Indonesia. Very good job.
I like him in his natural habitat, too.
That's right.
Good call.
And then we head on over to our last stop here in Korea. You reacted to this earlier. What are you seeing here? We got a silverback gorilla?
Yes! No, it's definitely a chimpanzee. Come on. It is my new front runner for if Pam wants to make me another print. It's just, this looks like a batshit 70s movie about a radioactive albino chimp or something. I don't know, but it's definitely in the 70s.
Yeah, it's like
there might be police involved.
Planet of the Apes animated or something.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. I like his face. I love the dark black dead eyes.
Yeah.
That adds a lot.
It does look like an undead ghost ape is standing on top of a school bus.
That's a school bus.
Fairly large.
Mm-hmm.
It is also covered in suspiciously gooey snow, but this looks more like he had a mistake with icing, or maybe he had a common incident where he put way too much soap in the dishwasher, and then there was soap everywhere. There's just bubbles everywhere, and he got covered in bubbles too. And it's, oh no, such a mess. But he's terrifying. He looks like a nightmare. He looks like, have you seen Nope?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like that fucking monkey came back from the dead.
Oh, yeah.
And wanted to finish things.
That's true. That is true.
Spoilers for Nope. Although, go watch Nope right now.
Yeah, you're not going to put any of that together by the time you watch it. Oh, who's your winner out of today's crop?
They're very different.
Now, yeah, I was going to say it's very different.
It's kind of hard to judge them, and it's weird because the Korean one looks like it takes place in a post-apocalyptic, retro-futuristic version of Pasadena. Like, all I can see are these weird triangle shard buildings in the background, and then palm trees that are like 10 stories tall, like 20, 30 stories. They're taller than the skyscrapers. Like, it's just weird. It's the Korean one, just because it's the fucking weirdest one, I guess. In terms of getting this story right, I guess what was the...
Indonesia?
Indonesia got it the rightest. In terms of accuracy.
I'm probably going to...
I really like that one too.
Go back to Jacobus just because the amount of detail, and I do love the contrast between a big scary monster and a bright sunny day. I'm going to give it to Jacobus, but strong props to Indonesia for really nailing the vibe.
Yeah, I love the Korean one, but it's so far off the mark somehow.
Yeah, I guess maybe each culture kind of threw in their own Yeti mythos into it to make it a recognizable thing. Maybe Touchstone.
I'm actually gonna give it to Jacobus too. Like, there's just something. And I don't think it's surprising that one of the American covers got it better, but I think he got the Pasadena vibe of it the most.
Yeah,
and that's what gets it for me.
Because the other ones, Indonesia doesn't reference Pasadena in the title, The Mystery of the Snowman.
Oh yeah, and you had said the Korean one. Is this true too? It's Attack of the Superpowered Yeti. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't look it up. There's probably some international differences in the stories themselves, I would imagine, but I'm not real sure about that. But Jacob has taken the gold for me. Great cover. All right. Yeah. I'm ready for a little plot. I don't know about you, but I could really plot right now.
Chapter 1. We get introduced to the Blakes. Jordan and his sister, Nicole. Nicole is irritating. And also, there seemed a little bit of like divorce drama that I was reading way too much into as we get into the first couple of chapters where I'm just like, oh, Nicole takes after her mother, and there's all this like, who's going to what person's house? It's definitely these kids' fault.
Yep.
That the divorce happened. Yeah. But Jordan, Nicole, brother and sister, she's a year younger than him, but she's in his class because she's so smart. They promoted her forward. But that apparently causes like a lot of developmental issues for kids who get like up through the ranks beyond their social grade. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It causes difficulty integrating better with their social peers and everything. Anyway, they live in Pasadena. They've lived there their entire lives, have never left or seen snow their entire lives, and they want to see it, by God. And they're really miffed about it in particular right now because their dad's just gotten back from Grand Tetons in Wyoming, which is a gorgeous
I'd love to go.
park.
I'd love to go.
Yeah. You should go check it out. I've been.
Oh.
And there's a couple other parks nearby that you can also go hit up while you're in the area.
Hit up Jackson Hole.
Yeah, I've been Jackson Hole quite a few times. Nice town.
Yeah, very cool.
We're gonna have a Polycon there, remember?
Yeah. If they ever, as soon as they get Wi-Fi, we're going in.
But their dad's a professional photographer who's just up in the Grand Tetons taking pictures of bears and bear cubs, and he's very excited about these bear cub pictures. He keeps talking about them, how they're like, oh, the bear cubs got along better than you two did, ha 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 ha, because Nicole and Jordan don't like each other that much. They don't really get along that well, but they also don't argue that much. They're just kind of like meh and meh. And, it wasn't too much of like, I'm gonna push you into the creek and drown you, or stuff hay down the front of your shirt until you die from bugs. It's more civil. It kind of reminded me of the kids from the Florida one with the swamp deer.
Swamp deer. Never forget.
God damn it. I just keep mentioning the least interesting aspects of it. It's the werewolf one. Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
Yeah.
Those two kids got along okay. He literally is developing the photos while they're in the darkroom. I don't understand why their dad isn't just like, darkroom time is dad time. Get the fuck out of here. But he's apparently fine with his two kids just in his darkroom while he's trying to work, just chattering away over and over and over again. But anyway. Dad mentions that it was snowing up in there. Jordan and Nicole keep mentioning snow, and they're like, I bet it's snowing at Mom's new place. Which I'm just like, Jesus Christ, kid. And the dad's just like, yeah, I bet it is snowing on that icy cold bitch.
Because of her cold dead heart.
And we do get a couple of like moments where, oh, that's your chapter. You can mention it, but when we get there. But so there's a little bit of like stabbing dad in the heart over his recent divorce with his wife, who's moved to Pennsylvania now, all the way across the country.
She could not get further away from him. Yeah, she was like, let's
and still be in the continental United States. She was like, I need to go to Pennsylvania to follow my dreams of not being around you three.
Goose milks will travel, brother. I tell you.
And they were watched while their dad was gone. They were watched by Mrs. Richardson, which was a nice dig because I didn't get it until like because he didn't even make it out that it was a joke, except that the sister was like, "It's actually Hitchinson." And he's like, "I know, dipshit," because he's calling her a witch. Hitchinson. Because she made them like fish head soup every night or some shit. Good. Anyway,
that's some Aunt Catherine shit.
Yeah. You like beef? But the dad's getting more excited about these pictures and he's developing them. And I don't really get how he got to this stage in the process without realizing something had gone haywire, because you don't take the pictures out of your camera and then develop them individually. You develop a roll of film and you have negatives that you go through one by one and determine which ones you're actually going to develop and pick or anything when you're hand developing everything. So I don't know how he got to this point, but he starts pulling the photos out of the water, or not the water, the deck towel or whatever, and sees that it's not real bears. It's just teddy bears. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh my God, how terrifying. Teddy bears in the roll of film? Nicole's like, Dad, are you sure that the bears you saw in Wyoming were real?
I like how Nicole is just immediately like, Mother told me Dad might lose his fucking mind.
This is why she left, isn't it? Dad's like, God damn it, I know the difference between a real bear and a goddamn teddy bear. But then he's wondering, he's like, maybe the film got switched on the plane. That's the only thing that would, maybe me and the guy beside me both had rolls of film hanging out, and then we switched them. So happened he was a teddy bear photographer. I was a real bear photographer. What a coinky dink. We got each other's film. And then Jordan's like, and they're like, hey, Jordan, did you do this shit? Are you responsible for this? And he admits, he's like, yeah, I took the photos. I took some photos of my old teddy bear as a prank before Dad left on his trip. And so, Dad, the rest of the film should have real bears. Those first few were teddies. Weird that you pulled them out of the liquid in the same order I took them in. But hey, it worked out. What a prank for me. I guess sometimes the stars align for old Jordan.
Honestly, great job in not saying shit, because he did that before his dad left, and then never said anything, just kept it to himself. I would have blabbed immediately.
Yeah.
I would like taken the pictures and I've been like, do you think those are blank pictures, Dad? Good luck on your trip. My dad would have been like, there's clearly like 10 pictures already taken on the film counter. What the fuck did you do? This film's expensive, right? It's infrared film. I'm going to beat you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the camera.
Jeez.
So anyway, Dad gets back to develop him. Finally sees some real bears. He's like, okay, got the right film. And then he's like, speaking of pranks, I once pulled one over on my friend Joe Morrison. Let me tell you about it. Joe was out taking gorilla photos one time. I mean, he spent months out in the jungle taking pictures of gorillas. They were great gorilla pictures. I mean, he was committed to the bit. He was basically Jane Goodall out there, just snip, snapping, snooping pictures of these gorillas. And then when he got back, I told him, I said, hey, bud, those were just men in gorilla suits. Those weren't real gorillas. And Joe Morrison, being the dumb man he is, fell for it, nearly had a nervous breakdown. He's like, I don't get it. How could that happen? I spent 6 months of my life studying men in gorilla suits.
He didn't do that. He contacted the woman who's buying the pictures from Joe Mortensen. And Joe Mortensen went to that lady, and the lady was like, those are clearly men in gorilla suits, you fucking liar.
I was close.
It's funnier if it's a rando doing it, because then the rando's just like, you're a liar.
But Joe Morrison, he finds out because they start laughing, and then Nicole's like, oh, I don't know, Dad, that seems kind of mean. But Dad's like, Joe found it funny later. And we prank each other all the time. So anyway, after that, Dad tells the kids, why don't you get on out of here so I can finish developing these photos, and don't get dirty. We're going out to dinner to celebrate something. And then outside in the heat, the kids are kind of lazing around out in the sunny Pasadena sun, and Nicole's trying to imagine what snow would be like. And then she's like, well, I guess I can't because I've never seen it before, so it's kind of hard to think about what it would be like. And Jordan's like, man, this suburban neighborhood, all these cookie cutter houses and all these palm trees, day in, day out, month after month, no snow, no change in seasons, kind of boring. And Nicole's like, yeah, life sucks for us. Let's be goth. She's like, let's ride bikes or something. And Jordan's like, let's invite our neighbor Lauren over. Let's spice it up a little bit. Let's bring a third kid into the mix and have some fun. So they find Lauren. She's under a palm tree, also sulking, hating everything about the endless summers that they live in. And they're going back and forth about how miserable they are being boring California kids. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, Jordan feels a sharp, ice-cold pain in the back. And he's like, ah! And Nicole panics and bum.
So Jordan realizes he's been stabbed in the back with a purple popsicle by the Miller twins. Bum-ba-dum.
No good Miller twins, man. There's
fucking twins, man. Twins are fucking bad. They're fucking bad.
Do you think Ariel was bullied by twins growing up?
Yes, 100%. Or he had twins. One or the other.
And he killed one.
He definitely doesn't like kids. I'm putting that out there. So the Miller twins, they're a couple of bad apples. They're a boy and a girl pair of twins. It's Kyle and Kara. It's going to be real important because we're not going to see them again for like 30 more chapters, but whatever. So Kyle and Kara Miller, they're a couple of jokesters, quote unquote, but they're kind of the jokesters that like kill cats, and then they're just like, your cat's not breathing. Like, not really a joke so much as murder. And what happens next is real obvious. Like, because Jordan's just like, oh no, my shirt's all messed up from this purple popsicle you got on me. And then Nicole's just, oh no, your dad's gonna be real pissed off. And the twins both have super soaker guns. I'm just like, guys, you're just setting up to get fucking sprayed with the guns now. Like, shut the fuck. And they get sprayed with the guns. And they're just like, take some of this too, Lauren, because you was complaining about being chilly or hot. No, you hot because it's hot out. And Lauren's just like, no, stop. Because she has a very high nasally voice, apparently. Stop, I don't like the water. Ah! But then, so Lauren, Jordan, and Nicole are soaking wet. And the twins, after they're done, then say, hey, it'd be a good way to maybe, dry off would be to ride your bicycles. You want to get on those bicycles and drive and just ride around, dry off. You should try it out. I don't know why they laugh like Israel Keys, but and Nicole and Jordan, there is a moment where Jordan says something just like, now we normally hate each other because Nicole's a total fucking ice twat, but like when it's the Miller twins, the two of us have to team up. And so they go immediately to their bikes because they're like, those little fucks must have like done something to them, and realize that the twins have flipped their handlebars around and reinstalled them. They're on backwards. And Jordan's just like, I fucking had enough of this. And so he goes after Kara because he's just like, girls don't hit so good, because he's a misogynist. I'm just kidding. That happens. He actually says that Kara decked him once, so he goes after Kyle instead. And so he's fighting with Kyle. Nicole decides to contribute by screaming, which, if you couldn't pick up on my sarcasm, that's not helping out, you know? You're going to help out your brother. Fucking start kicking, you know? Get him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
So that, like,
scrappy.
he can get the upper advantage. But Kyle manages to get the pin on Jordan, and then Kara comes up, and she's got a fucking huge-ass rock in her hands. Like, it's fucking just fucking big. It's real fucking big. It's real. And she's just... Kara's a real strong broad, though. She's kind of like Aunt Margaret.
Aunt
You
Catherine?
just said her name. Aunt Catherine.
Yeah,
she's like a real Aunt Catherine kind of dame. So she's got this big old boulder in her hands, and she's just going, I'm gonna end this shit forever, Jordan. We're real sick of you in this neighborhood. And then she just drops that rock right on his head. Dun, dun, dun. That was the sound of the rock hitting his head.
Yeah.
I don't know why I go so fucking New York sometimes, but I'm sorry.
You do it. Sometimes you do get there. Now, the rock dents his skull and he dies on impact. And that's the end of the book. No, this had flavors.
I was wondering if this is going to start off the book with him having like a broken nose or something.
Right?
Because it's like, Jesus Christ, this is rough.
This had flavors of the book where the kids make him kick the rock soccer ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was literally the last book we read.
Not sure that's true. I think it was a while back. I don't remember what it was though for some reason. Damn. But anyway, it's a sponge.
Little shit who had to like. Oh, Haunted Mask 2.
Haunted Mask 2.
Remember, he tries to prank them with the mask later, and he's so old and feeble that they just help it.
Yeah. But no, it's this bounces harmlessly off of Jordan's head because it's not a rock at all. It's a sponge movie prop. Yeah, out there in California, you can just find movie props laying all over the place for kids.
No, I forgot to mention in my chapter. I think they said at one point, Kyle Miller, he takes his gun, his super soaker, and he does like this little maneuver behind his back where he like spins it. He's like, Arnold showed me that one because apparently their dad works for like some studio and they're friends. They know all these actors or whatever. And the whole time I was just thinking, it's like, I can't imagine any of these actors would love dealing with some random studio employee's children.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But despite it only being a movie prop and not a rock, Jordan's still pretty pissed about getting hit over the head with something. And he starts wrestling Kyle on the ground. And remember, Dad said, yeah, you kids don't get dirty because we're going to be going out to dinner later. But Dad shows up just in time. And he's excited because he's got some news. Dad does. About, he got some news from Wilderness magazine, Wilderness Magazine. Dad's like, kids, great news. I've been invited to Alaska to photograph a supposed abominable snowman. And the kids are like, oh, great. Dad gets to go on another fucking trip. We're probably going to go have to hang out with Miss Witchins or whatever the fuck.
Witchins.
Yeah, see, it's pretty good. And Dad's like, no, she's not available, whatever. Your mom doesn't love you, whatever. You're coming with me. You're coming with me to Alaska. And the kids
because their mom needs time to settle. That's literally what it says.
Yeah.
It's like, she needs to settle in Pennsylvania. Doesn't need to be bothered with the appearance of her children. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Their mother is so far across the country and is also just like, so the options are you take our children into an Alaskan tundra, or I watch them while I'm getting fucked every which away in these Pennsylvanian dive bars. No thanks. She's definitely Casey Anthony.
Yeah, she probably is. These kids dodged a trunk. But the kids are coming with him to Alaska, and they're pretty excited because they were just talking about how much they'd love to see a little bit of snow. It's December in Pasadena, and it's hot as hell. They want snow. And so they're pretty excited about that. And they're like, what's it all about? And Dad's like, well, I got to go up there and do that, find the Abominable Snowman. And they're like, what? And he's like, it's probably just some wild goose chase or whatever. But they're paying me money. And even without some weird fucking cryptid, I'm still going to get great photos of the tundra and the wilderness. It'll be great. And then Nicole takes this opportunity, as she does, to espouse her knowledge of tundras to everyone, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear it. Dad then returns. He goes back inside. Now the Miller twins have got some fucking ammunition, because they're like, Dad's gonna, Abominable Snowman, dude? That's stupid, dude. Come on. Was your dad kooky in the head? Was he gonna find the kooky monster? And they're like, Jordan's all excited. They're like, what, you going to find a snowball or something? And they're like really making fun of him. And Nicole, she's had enough. She steals Kara's super soaker, sprays the twins, and now we got a water fight. And the kids are, whatever. They do a water fight for a little bit, and it's getting wet out there. Nicole, grass gets wet. She slips. She falls right into Dad's compost heap. All of the poopy and rot all over her. And remember, they got to go out to dinner here soon. And so she stands up. She's covered in all this greenish brown slime. I'm imagining a couple banana peels hanging off her head. And Dad takes the time to call out, asking the kids, hey, kids, all right, you ready to go to dinner? Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, that was the lamest ending.
It was pretty Looney Tunes.
We've seen, just... Because it ends... I think it's worded specifically as being like, everyone just stands there for a few moments, and they're like, man, that sucks.
Yeah, we were still staring when Dad popped his head back out the door. You kids ready to go dinner? Bum, bum, bum. Not much of a cliffhanger there.
And then, what's batty to me is cut to, they're in the plane about to land in Alaska. It's just like, well,
I had to flip back and forth because oh shit, I'm going to skip a chapter. Nope. We skip. I would have loved to have had a whole thing where he has to take the kids to dinner while one of them's covered in rotten poopy slime. That would have been a fun chapter. We haven't had
a good dinner scene in a while, I feel like.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That's a good point. But they're literally descending toward Iknek. I looked it up. That is not a real town name.
It's not.
Iknek, Alaska.
It was believable. It was very believable.
And they're concerned about their whereabouts, their stayabouts, where they're going to be staying. Jordan's like, yo, Dad, so where's this hotel we're going to be staying in? And Dad's just like, we're not staying in town. We got to go travel out.
I love how these details don't emerge until the plane ride. There's not like a conversation before when they're packing.
Oh, yeah. Which totally leads credence to what happens later when the dad's talking to Arthur, and Arthur's just like, you got fucking children? And the dad's like, I told you there's going to be kids here. And Arthur's like, no, you didn't. He's like, I can kind of believe that Dad didn't mention it, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Anyway, so Dad's just like, oh, there's a cabin. It'll be great. You know, there's a stove in it. It won't be like tense or anything. So it'll be great. We'll have fun. Ooh. Jordan's just like, oh, maybe we could build like an igloo or something. And Nicole's just like, you know what? Stop being such a stupid shit, Jordan. Do you know how fucking hard it is to build an igloo? Do you know how fucking hard it is? Shut the fuck up.
It would take forever.
Jordan starts crying. Actually, he doesn't. But Nicole's a little concerned about getting to the cabin, which is 10 miles away. These children are in for a treat. Just a 10-mile hike through the snow to their unelectrified cabin. They're going to die. They're going to fucking die out there. Yeah. And it's not even because of Snowman. It's going to be because it's fucking Alaska. Dad's just like, don't worry. I hired this guy named Mata. He's going to take us out there. It's going to be great. The pilot, who I guess is part of the conversation, like, fly the plane, dude.
Mind your business.
He's just like, I know Mata. He's a good musher. And everyone's just like, okay, this is a to B conversation. See your way out.
Got him.
So the pilot just drives them straight into the ground. Jordan's wicked excited about the Abominable Snowman. Nicole's just like, listen, we need proof, which is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
She's literally just like, we don't have any evidence that they exist. And she's like, God, Nicole is just such a fucking twat sometimes. I just can't stand her. I fucking hope it gets... But then he sees out the front of the window, at the front, like the windshield of the plane, and then he's butting into the pilot's business because he's starting to tell the pilot what to do. But he's like, oh my fucking God, there's a monster at the end of the runway. A bump to the bump.
Yeah, he's like, an abominable snowman, oh my God. And then he realizes that once everybody starts laughing at him, that it was just a polar bear. And it's not even a real polar bear, it was actually a statue of a polar bear. So now Jordan's pretty embarrassed.
I like the build on that gag where it's just like, but it wasn't. It was a polar bear. It was a statue.
Statue of a polar bear. Dad does Jordan a solid. He's like, that's old Jordan, just one of his practical jokes. But Nicole's like, Jordan really thought it was an abominable snowman. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Come on. Give my boy a break.
The pilot's laughing, and everyone's just like, shut the fuck up. You're not in the joke.
I know, it's pilot. Seriously, fly the goddamn plane, dude. Or don't. But stay out of the conversation. Anyway, they start unloading supplies, including Dad's giant red trunk. Important detail for later. And they meet their guide, Arthur Maxwell, a gruff musha, just as the pilot said. Now, Arthur, he is very gruff. He is very gruff. He shows up. He talks to Dad. He's like, Mr. Blake, I'm Arthur Maxwell. Need some help there? And then Dad has like the trunk there, and he's like, this is an awfully big trunk you brought. You really need all that stuff? And Dad's like, yeah, I got cameras in there and tripods and things. And he's like, I don't know, maybe I overpacked. And then Arthur looks at the two kids and he goes, yeah, I'd say so.
I just realized the implication there. It's like, yeah, you think you overpacked because you brought these these children.
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
I love Gross. That. Arthur's like, you didn't mention kids, because you already went over this, but he's like, no, I'm sure I did. He goes, I don't remember it. So now it's awkward, because Arthur clearly does not like that the kids are there. But I think it's Jordan starts complaining about being hungry, and he's like, Dad, let's go out and get some food. Let's go to a restaurant or something. And Arthur's like, well, this is it. This is it. You see all these buildings here? That's the town. Okay? All 3 buildings is the town. You got Betty's Diner, the post office, and the place where we shit. Which one you want to eat at? So they go to Betty's Diner, and
I also love when they're flying into town, the dad's just like, we'll get ourselves a big hot dinner. He clearly has no idea what the fuck they're getting into, because it's just like, no, we're not getting
you're not going to get...
I mean, they're going to get a hot dinner, but it does not sound like something with all the fixins or whatever. It sounds like a diner meal.
You're not going to see a big hot anything for a while in this book.
Unless it's hot as hog.
Yeah. Arthur tells them that he's like, all right, I got a sled and 4 dogs to pull our supplies, and then we got to walk 10 miles beside the supplies that the dogs are pulling because you brought so much bullshit. So we're going to be walking 10 miles. And Jordan's like, 10 miles? Oh, my God. That is pretty far in the snow.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with whiny little kids. But Dad's like, he tries to put...
It is funny, Jordan. You're part of the problem.
Yeah, you're actually why it's going to take forever.
See, we're tiny little stub legs. We got these little stumpas.
The time will melt right off the clock. And the time might be the only thing that melts because it's going to be cold. But don't worry, I'm going to be taking pictures of the tundra and the landscape. I'll have fun. But you guys just make do. And so they start on that, and then... they ask Arthur, I think Dad asks him, or somebody asks him about the snow creature, and Arthur's like, oh yeah, I've never seen one, but I've heard of many stories. So they're still at Betty's. Our food arrived, we ate in silence. Arthur wouldn't look me in the eye. He wouldn't look any of us in the eye. He stared out the window while he ate. Outside on the street, a Jeep drove by. Have you ever seen the snow creature we're looking for? Dad asked Arthur. Arthur speared a piece of meat with his fork and popped it into his mouth. He chewed. He chewed some more. Dad, Nicole, and I all watched him, waiting for his answer. Finally, he swallowed. Never seen it. Heard about it, though. Lots of stories. I waited to hear one of the stories, but Arthur kept on eating. I couldn't stand waiting any longer. What kind of stories? He swabbed at some gravy with his bread, stuffed it into his mouth, chewed, swallowed. Couple of people in town. They've seen the monster. Where? Dad asked. Out by the big snow bridge. Beyond the musher's cabin, where we're staying. What does he look like? I asked. They say he's big. Big and covered with brown fur. You might think he's a bear, but he's not. Walks on 2 feet like a man.
Did you hear that, Jacobus? Brown fur. I shuddered. The Abominable Snowman sounded a lot like a vicious cave monster I saw in a horror movie once. Arthur shook his head. Personally, I hope we never find him. Dad's jaw dropped. But that's why we're here. That's what we're here for. It's my job to find him. If he exists. Oh, he exists, all right. Friend of mine, another musher. He was out in a blizzard one day, ran smack into the snow monster. What happened? I asked. You don't want to know. Arthur stuffed more bread into his mouth. We certainly do want to know, Dad persisted. Arthur stroked his beard. The monster picked up one of the dogs and made off with him. My friend chased after him, trying to get the dog back. Never found him. But he could hear the dog whining. Pitiful howls. Whatever happened to that dog sounded pretty bad. He's probably a carnivore, Nicole said. A meat eater. Most animals around here are. There's so little vegetation and... I jabbed Nicole. I want to hear about the snowman, not your stupid nature facts. Arthur flashed Nicole an annoyed glance. I figured he was thinking, what planet is she from? That's what I'm usually thinking anyway. He cleared his throat and continued. My friend came back to town. He and another guy went out to try and capture the snow monster. Darn foolish, if you ask me. What happened to them? I asked. Don't know. They never came back. Huh? I gaped at the big guide. I swallowed hard. Excuse me? Did you say they never came back? Arthur nodded solemnly. They never came back. Bum, bum, bum. Maybe they got lost in the tundra, Dad suggested.
Doubt it, Arthur said. Those two knew what they were doing. The monster killed them. That's what happened.
He paused to butter another slice of bread. Close your mouth, Jordan, Nicole said. I don't look at your chewed up french fries. I guess my mouth had been hanging open. I shut it and swallowed. Arthur seemed like a weird guy, I thought. But he's not lying to us. He definitely believes in the Abominable Snowman. You see how quickly I said that? Yeah. Just to get through it? Abominable. Just get through it. Nicole asked him, Has anyone else seen the monster? Oh, motherfucker. Has anyone else seen the snow monster?
Yep. A couple of TV people from New York. They heard about what happened to my friend and came to town to investigate. They set out into the tundra. Never came back either. We found one of them, frozen to death, in a block of ice. Who knows what became of the other?
Arthur put more butter on his bread. Just kept buttering that bread.
Then Mrs. Carter, she lives at the end of Main Street. She saw the snow monster a few days later.
Arthur continued to put on butter onto his bread.
She was looking through her telescope and spied him out in the tundra. He was chewing on bones, she said. Don't believe me? Go ask her yourself.
He added butter to his bread.
Dude, I was like, dude, we got different versions, man. In my book, he's barely buttering the bread at all.
You didn't get the butter bread version? That's the best version.
I caught on after the fourth one.
Dad made a noise. I glanced at him. He's trying to keep from laughing. I didn't see what was so funny. The snow monster sounded pretty scary to me. Saying his name worse and worse. Arthur glared at Dad.
You don't have to believe me if you don't want to, Mr. Blake,
he said. Call me Gary, Dad repeated.
I'll call you what I please, Mr. Blake,
Arthur said sharply.
What I'm telling you is true. That monster is real, and he's a killer. You're taking a big risk chasing after him. No one has ever caught him. Anyone who goes out...
Got a little Canadian in the middle there, too.
Anyone who goes out after him doesn't return.
We'll take our chances, Dad said. I've heard stories like this before, in other parts of the world. Stories about monsters in the jungle or weird creatures in the ocean. So far, the stories have never turned out to be true. I have a feeling the Abominable Snowman will be no different. So, they all get torn apart by a monkey in the snow. The end. Bum, bum, bum. So, Jordan kind of wants to see the monster, but he also kind of doesn't want to end up torn apart and frozen on the tundra. Which, fair. But Dad's just like, don't worry, I got this here radio transmitter. So if we get into a little bit of trouble, I press his button, and then a helicopter comes out of nowhere and picks us up and takes us away. Arthur is sitting right there, and he's just like, come, seriously? You guys are fucking, you have your little emergency bingo bopper? I'm a fucking Alaskan musher. I'll mush you there, and I'll mush you back. I'll mush you. But they finish lunch, and they leave. I guess they paid. Hopefully they left Betsy a generous tip.
Let's hope.
So I'm just stretching this out because there's not really much else this cliffhanger except bum bum bum.
That's right. The kids are kind of having a little bit of fun with the snow. Jordan and Nicole. They're hitting each other with snowballs, and Jordan hits Nicole with one. She stuffs one in his hat, smashes it on his head, and having fun. It's their first time in the snow. And they kind of like it at first, and then, they've only been walking for a couple miles. They got to do 10. They're about 2 in. And Jordan's like, I can't feel my fingers and toes. Is that bad? And Dad's like, well,
2 miles into the hike? Yeah, probably not good.
Yeah. And Dad's like, well, we got 8 more miles to go, so maybe, I don't know, don't think about it. I think that helps. I'm not sure. And they got snow in every direction. They're just following a dog sled, a gruff old man, their really dumb dad, and his bitch of a sister. What a bad time. And the Huskies are pulling the sled. They got Dad's big trunk on there. Nicole and Jordan are carrying, backpacks with emergency supplies. Everybody's kind of weighed down, and Dad's taking tons of photos. And Nicole even takes time to jump and make a snow angel. And Jordan hits her with another snowball. I mean, it's just frolic and fun. It's a short chapter 2. I'm stretching it. And then, they're bored. They're kids. So they start chasing each other. They get ahead of the sled, despite Dad telling them, hey, be careful. You can't see what's below the snow. The snow is like a blanket over top of the features of the land. The features of the land could have chasms in it. Be fucking careful, Jesus Christ. And the kids don't listen, of course. And Jordan, he's running backward, teasing Nicole. And then suddenly they scream for him to stop. And they point at it behind him. And there's something behind him Oh my God, what is it? Is something about to eat Jordan? Bum, bum, bum.
No, it's a real danger, and he falls down a crevasse.
Ah!
So anyway, Jordan is about to have his own adventure in the snow. Falls down a deep crevasse. He's trying to get out, but Dad, Nicole, and Arthur, they manage to get him out of there. And some hoisting, and Arthur's just like, you probably shouldn't have kids out here. And Dad's just like, shut up, all right? It's going to be fine. And he's just like, you guys should probably stick close to their sled, because I'm not going to pay attention to you. Arthur points out, he's like, hey, over there. We saw the monster there once. And George is like, oh, shit. Oh, my God. Over there? Arthur's like, yeah, right over there. It's pretty scary, right? George's like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm scared. I'm super scared. But make it to the musher's cabin. It's a little abandoned. Arthur's just like, no one wants to use this musher cabin. No mushing here anymore. Ever since the monster came and started mushing instead. Monster mushed everywhere. Just monster mushing.
Isn't that a Halloween song, The Monster Mush?
That's actually the sequel to the Monster Mash. It's the mash, then the mush, and then the mosh. Like a mosh pit? Never mind. They find an old rusty sled, but not much else there. Managed to piece together some decent camping, throw down some sleeping bags, start up a fire. It's a good time. Jordan's terrified. He just hears howling wind and monster footsteps all the fucking time. Well, he does eventually fall asleep. The next morning, Dad wakes up and goes check on the dogs while Jordan and Nicole are getting dressed. And then Dad's just like, holy motherfucker of Jesus! Jesus, Jesus, Jesus! And he's yelling out there, and the kids go rushing out there, and there's just footprints all over the place. But clearly fucking abominable man stomping around, just bum bum bum.
Dad and Nicole study the giant footprints in the snow, and Arthur panics. He's like, oh shit, oh shit, 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 shit. They're convinced there's a monster nearby somewhere. And Nicole's like, oh my God, are these real? Are these the abominable, the umbilical snowman?
That's it. You just say it as fast as you can and get through it. Just don't think about it. Just say it quick and run.
Is this the biblical snowman? And for a moment, Jordan can tell that in her fear, she believes in the Abominable Snowman. And he burst out laughing because he can't hold back anymore. And he's like, I faked the prince. I made as a joke earlier this morning. I snuck out and I made the big footprint. I took my foot and I made bigger feet with my feet. And then now they look like big old footprint. And Arthur is pissed off.
Oh, yeah. This would be, I feel like this would be like, you're staying with your super religious grandpa and you're like, Grandpa, Jesus is outside. And he runs out there, oh my God, Jesus. And he's like, no, he's not. Jesus isn't real. And he'd be like, what? Why would you? That's what happened to Arthur. It's just like, why would you make fun of my religion like that and make footprints in the sand?
He's just
when the snowman carried me.
He's just glaring at Jordan and even stomps off in anger, which I think is a wild move for a big gruff man is to pout, but he does in front of a boy. And then Nicole's a little bit embarrassed that she believed, and Jordan teases her about it. He's like, you believed in the Abominable Snowman. And she's like, I did not.
I mean, Arthur's a professional wilderness man.
Yeah.
And he got taken in by contracts. Like, why is he leading them in the wilderness? I mean, that's why he left. He's like, I'm a fraud. I shouldn't be out here.
Also, Nicole delivers a weird insult that I'd never heard before. She's like, Jordan, you crumb. She calls him a crumb.
I'm sorry, what?
Like C-R-U-M-B. Jordan, you crumb. When did you do it? When she's asking, like, when he snuck out and actually did it. Dad's like, Jordan, listen, we're out in the Alaskan wilderness, okay? And, it's just, I'll be honest, it's not a great time for practical jokes like that. Especially when we're being led around by a man who's probably scarier than the snowman I'm here to take pictures of. So maybe chill the fuck out with the practical jokes, son. Okay? All right? Jordan's like, all right, Dad.
Yeah, Arthur's definitely killed someone in the wilderness before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, don't tease him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jordan's like, all right, Dad, yeah, sure, I'll stop. I get it. I understand. But Arthur, still mad. And Arthur, Arthur leaves the cabin, he stormed out, and then when he comes back, he stomps snow off his boots and looks at Jordan. He's like, "You think you're funny? But wait till you see the snowman. Will you be laughing then?" And Jordan's like, probably not. Dum, dum, dum.
So, the real scary part is Arthur, a full-grown man, still refuses to speak to Jordan after this prank. So I see a large herd of elk. Dad's photographing them. I feel like, I don't know if it was now or when they're walking to the cabin, Nicole says something to the dad, and the dad's like, "Yeah, sure, okay, whatever, Nicole." Click, click, click.
He does that a lot.
Bro.
It's also very funny because I have to admit, I do that a lot to my daughter too, because she just talks nonstop, and she'll say things, she'll tell me to look at things that aren't interesting, like a toy I've seen 1,000 times. She'll hold it up and be like, "Dad, look at this cat." And I'm like, "I've probably already seen the cat." So I'll go, "Uh-huh." And I'm like,
You're usually not in the Alaskan tundra with her.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but I
usually
get him here. That smells
no,
of bad
not
dad.
Here. This is bad here.
That smells of bad dad, but he's conditioned to be like, "Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, that's great." He has no idea what's going on.
So Dad's photographing these elk, and he's super excited about it because at least it's something he's taking pictures of. And then all of a sudden, they start looking around and they book it. And Arthur's like, they smell Abominable Snowman. We should go back home now. And Dad's like, "We're here to photograph the snowman. So that doesn't make sense that I would not want to go do that. That's why we're here." So they go forward for hours and they're looking for snowmen's. And I come across this stand of pine trees at the base of a rise. And the sled dogs, they're just like, "No, we're good. We're not going any further." And they're just like, "No." And start barking at the stand of trees. "Don't go any closer." And Arthur's just like, I'm not going anywhere near there. So, go fuck yourself. Bum, bum, bum. Worst guide. Like, you're literally being paid to go get pictures of the scary animal. You should probably find someone who wants to actually find the scary animal. I don't know. It's just a weird thing, I feel like.
It is kind of weird, and like, here is especially weird because Arthur's doing what he's technically being paid to do by keeping them safe, and he's like, "We've got to turn back." And Dad's like, "No way. We're not going back. I mean it." And it's like, brother, this guy knows what he's doing. You have 2 kids to care for, so maybe listen to the man telling you there's danger ahead. And he's like, "We can't leave without results." Arthur's like, You're going to get straight up murdered. I won't go any further. The dogs won't go either. Look at them. Even the dogs are turning around going, we're not doing it." And the dogs are obviously panicked. They don't want to go any further. And Arthur, as he's good at doing, storms back off toward the cabin. He's like, "I ain't going anywhere. I'm fucking get the fuck out of here." And Dad's trying to take over. He's like yelling at the dogs. He's like, "Dogs, mush. Dogs."
I felt like that was an egregious... That's like someone reaching over the counter to like start pressing button on a register. So like, sir, that is not... That's like the time I got so hammered at brunch that I started just grabbing at the root beer hose at a bar.
That'll get you.
A root beer. Yeah.
As he looks down sadly about the time he got kicked out of a bar for drinking root beer.
No, that's how bad that place was. I didn't even get kicked out.
But anyway, he yells mush at the dogs. The dogs clearly don't want to go, and Arthur's like, "You're upsetting them. They don't want to go any further." And then the dogs actually end up following Arthur back to the cabin, and Dad's just frustrated, and ultimately he's like, "God damn it. I guess we have to go back as well," thwarting this opportunity to take a picture of something. So they go back to the cabin. Kids take off all their stuff. Everybody gets kind of ungeared from where they had headed out. Dad's in a bad mood. And he's like, "Jordan and Nicole, gather firewood." And Jordan gets ready to head out, but he tries to head out without his backpack. And then Dad suddenly has notion of safety, and he's like, Jordan, put your backpack on in case of danger. It's got emergency supplies in there, son. You can't go there without it. Now, sure, I tried to lead you into danger earlier without a tour guide by taking over an Iditarod for no reason to fight a cryptid. But when I'm not out there, goddammit, you're wearing the backpack. So the kids go out.
Polar bear, too.
Yeah, look at that. So the kids, they go out and they start climbing this snowy ridge. They kind of get carried away looking for wood. Find a frozen stream, gather some dead branches, and head on back. Dad, he's cheered up a little bit. He starts making some pancakes. You give a dad some pancakes, especially for supper. Oh, Dad's like a pig and shit, dude. He's having a good time. And they tell him about the stream, and he's like, yeah, maybe I'll go take some pictures of that stream later. Appreciate that. And Arthur, he's still a little pissy. I know. He's muttering to himself and still a little unnerved about the encounter earlier. And then they start cleaning up after supper there, and then the dogs outside, and they start barking. Arr, 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 arr. And Arthur's like, what are they barking at? And Arthur gets real tense, and he looks fearful. Arthur knows something. What is it? Bum, bum, bum.
The dogs are barking. Arthur and Dad go running outside. Barking stops. And Dad just like, yeah, there isn't anything. Arthur's calming the dogs down. But there's jack shit out there, so I'm gonna go check out that frozen stream. Take a few pictures, maybe if it's an attractive stream, if it's got some qualities that I'd like to capture. You guys stay here. So Jordan's just like, I can't fucking sleep. It's too bright outside. It's like taking a nap in the middle of the day. I don't understand why people would want to take naps in the whole day. And it's just like, kid, wait till life starts grinding down on you a little harder, all right? Shut the fuck up. So Nicole's just like, yeah, I can't sleep either. We should go outside. Nicole's kind of like, sort of the spoil sport, but she's also kind of like down. But she insists that they both wear their backpacks, because if they're going to break the rules and go outside, they might as well do it appropriately.
Understood.
Which is smart.
I like that, yeah.
But as they're exploring a little bit, they hear some footsteps out behind the cabin, and they realize that Arthur's hitching the dogs to the sled, and they're just like, hey, Arthur, what you doing? And Arthur's just like, oh, shit, the kids! Hops on the sled and takes off. And Jordan and Nicole are just like, oh, okay, I'm sure that's terrible. And they go running after him, being like, Arthur! Arthur! And Arthur's just like, no, don't turn around. Don't ever look back. You know what your mama said. Don't ever look back. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. And Arthur, he's jumped on the sled. He's sped away with the dogs, with the dags, leaving Jordan and Nicole behind. Where's he going? I don't know. So they chase after him, because they're assuming he's leaving them for good. Now, as I'm reading the book, I'm thinking, nah, he's doing something else. He's going to be back. Maybe he went to get help or something. I don't know. But there's no way he'd just leave them here. But the kids chase after him anyway, and I think it's a bad idea. I'm like, you're going to get lost in the snow, kids. Just stay back. This is a mistake. Trust me, Arthur, he knows what he's doing. Well, both of us were wrong. Jordan chase after the sled across the tundra. They can't keep up. They chase and chase until eventually he reaches a ridge and the sled disappears over the top, and the kids are out of breath. They've been tromping through snow. They're tired. They're snowblind. It's snowing. There's a snowstorm blowing in. Visibility's low. And it's starting to cover up their footprints. And they don't know which way to go. And at first, when I'm reading the book, I'm like, just go back the way you came. Step in your fucking shoe prints. But then I realized the snow, they waited too long. Now their prints are gone.
Yeah.
And then they're unable to get back. Now they're really disoriented. And they're starting to panic. They don't know which way to go. They're like, well, Dad will probably be looking for us. We'll be fine. Dad's probably out looking for us. And they cling to each other, try not to get separated in the storm, looking for Dad. Dad! Hey, Dad! Dad, where are you, Dad? And then Nicole says, in the midst of their panic, Nicole's like, I think I see something out in the distance, and drags Jordan along, and they start running for it. And then suddenly the ground gives way under their feet, and they sink deep, 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 down, down, down into the snow. Bum, bum, bum.
So they go into a snow pit. I feel like R.L. Stein loves pits. Like, when he needs to get the story from A to B, sometimes B needs to be at the bottom of a pit. The kids in the Headless Ghost fell into a pit, I believe. The beach kids on the sand dunes, I believe they fell into a pit filled with ghost children, maybe. It's a great way to get into scrapes and japes. So
For sure.
they manage to get to their feet, and there's just ice and snow. It's pretty spooky. Imagine, if you will, that scene in the Society of the Snow during the avalanche again. Just fucking heartbreaking. And then imagine the second avalanche that comes right after that. Oh my fucking God. These kids are in trouble. So, just use that as like a sense memory. It's not really a sense memory because you're using the memory of another media. But just think of those scenes while I'm describing this, Travis. So, where the fuck was I? I'm lost. Nicole's freaking the fuck out, as everyone's surprised. After her showing in that fight between Jordan and Kyle, when she's just screaming, Nicole is once again in the hysterics. She's just like, we'll die down here. Dad will never find us. We're going to starve. She actually has good points. Honestly, I would have probably given up and died there as well.
Yeah,
Jordan's
she's
just
not
like,
a dumb
don't worry.
kid. She's just a dick about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jordan's just like, hey, I bet Dad's looking for us right now. And Nicole then starts screaming for her dad. She's just like, ah. But then there's this kind of rumbly sound. And again, I want you to think about the Society of Snow and remember that sound. That sound of the snow coming down.
Yeah.
Just, oh my fucking God. And Jordan's just like, oh God damn it, Nicole. You're whining. It's actually going to kill us. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, snow avalanche. Snow avalanche. That's what's happening. Bum, bum, bum.
She's her shouting is apparently started an avalanche. And so mid-avalanche, Jordan thinking fast. Actually, maybe a smart move. I don't know. I'd have to consult my local avalanche expert. But he shoves Nicole against the wall of ice during the avalanche, and then the snow kind of goes around them. But the wall he shoves her into gives way. Boom! They tumble into a dark, cave-like passageway, and they're sealed in now because the avalanche blocks their way out. So they kind of got lucky and fell into a room underground. And there's a dim light. They can see a dim light, maybe a way out, So they start going toward it, crawling toward it, and they end up in a bigger cave, dripping with icicles, stalactites, maybe even stalagmites. You never know.
Ooh.
And on the floor, I'm gazing around here on the floor, they see what looks to be big old footprints. Far larger than the ones old Jordan made earlier as a prank. And Jordan hadn't been down here yet, apparently. And so the prints, they follow them. They lead them all the way to the back of the cave, and I'm going to read a little bit here for you. We traced the giant footprints across the cave floor. They led us straight to a shadowy corner in the back and stopped. I glanced up. Nicole gasped. We both saw it at the same time. The creature. The Abominable Snowman. He loomed over us. He stood upright like a human, covered in brown fur. There it is again. They said it twice. I'm so stupid. Black eyes stared out of an ugly face. Half human, half gorilla. That's gorilla in Spanish. He wasn't that tall. About a head taller than me. So maybe like the size of a man. It's just a furry man.
Maybe even a short man.
Yeah.
Because like a 12-year-old boy is what?
They're not massive.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 feet tall.
Okay,
like so we're talking about a 5,
maybe 5 feet tall.
I feel like this snowman is shorter than you or me.
Actually, 12-year-olds could be decent sized. It could be like 5'6", 5'7", maybe an average.
This is in the 90s, and that was like 40 years ago. So It's probably like how in
Smaller.
medieval times, full-grown men were like 4 feet tall. So this was
okay. You're thinking it's a smaller, ill-fed
smaller
boy.
breed of man.
Smaller
back
breed of
then.
boy. Either way, though,
Anyway, I feel like it's probably like 5 to 6 feet tall.
not an imposing figure. But anyway, he wasn't that tall, about a head taller than me, but he seemed huge. His body was thick and powerful, with gigantic feet and fur-covered hands as big as baseball gloves. "We're trapped," Nicole stammered. She was right. The entrance behind us had been blocked by the avalanche. There was no way we could slip past this giant creature. No way. The abominable snowman glared down at us. Then it started to move. Bum, bum, bum.
Jordan's just straight up lying here because apparently it's locked in a clear block of ice.
Yeah, what was it? What did he see? What do you think he saw there?
Oh, he's just a fucking liar. He's just a fucking little lying boy. So they do some like cold case files because it's cold case and figuring out this crime scene here, and they see that the ape's footprints are in the snow, and it seems to have gotten frozen while coming into this cave, and they're just like, they're wildly speculating, but honestly, everything they speculate does come true. And based on the facts, is accurate, which is apparently this ape periodically comes to rest in blocks of ice. Like it just freezes itself and thaws itself out as necessary. It's kind of like an enforced hibernation, because it comes out when it smells food. So,
yeah,
I don't fucking know. There's some magic going on, too.
Yeah,
we'll find that out later. This is not a straight up... This is kind of like the mermaids weren't just like fish people. There's also some magic shit going on there where they're singing and stuff. Because that's what this book made me think of the most, was Deep Trouble. Maybe not as good. But yeah, this is just fucking weird. And Nicole and Jordan are just like, maybe he fucking sleeps here in his ice block. Sure. They realize he's like super muscular, even though he's not very tall. And Jordan's just like, oh man, wouldn't it be great if Dad was a rational human being and just wanted to take pictures of this fucking frozen monkey? And Nicole's just like, we're going to die here, so let's worry about that first. Jordan's just like, there has to be a way out of here because the monkey got out. Right? So, and there's a lot of pointless chapter filling where they find a crack that literally doesn't go anywhere. So who cares? And then shit starts happening though, because then there's a big old crack, and obviously Nicole hasn't been screaming, so it's not another avalanche. It's not an avalanche. It's an abominable lanch. I don't know why I tried to take that word and make it even more complicated.
Like, is he going to do it? It's fucking whacked.
Because that abominable snowman he's breaking free. Boom, boom, crash.
Ah, yes, the block of ice explodes as the abominable snowman bursts free.
You're getting worse. I'm worried that you're gonna give yourself aphasia by trying to say that word.
I'm just going to forget people's faces. Roaring and shaking chunks of ice from his fur. You know, you've seen a wolf do that. You know, they get up from the snow and they shake all the ice off and shit. It's pretty cool. Jordan and Nicole, they like try to run, but then they're like, "Oh yeah, the avalanche thing. Fuck yeah, we're stuck. I forgot we were stuck. That was like the last 2 chapters we were trying to be unstuck, and yeah, I forgot we're still stuck." And so the monster sniffs the air, detects them, because they should be the only thing down there other than him that stinks, and so they're pretty easy for him to find. He sees them, locks eyes, and begins lumbering toward their corner of the cave. And now they're cowered against the wall, terrified, maybe peeing a little bit, who knows? The snowman gets closer and closer, and his footsteps boom across the cave floor, and I'm going to read for you. The big creature staggered toward us, grunting with each heavy step. Grr, grr, grr. I pressed myself against the cave wall, wishing the cave would swallow us up. Anything would be better than having him swallow us. The monster kept coming. His footsteps shook the floor of the cave. Boom, boom, boom. We huddled on the floor. We tried to make ourselves as small as we could. He stopped inches in front of us and roared again, a deafening roar. Roar! His teeth! Nicole cried. I saw them too, 2 rows of huge, razor-sharp teeth. The monster growled and reached for us. His sharp claws flashed. He swiped at me. I tried to duck away. The monster snarled in frustration. He reached out again. He clamped a powerful paw on Nicole's head. Help! Nicole screamed. He's crushing me! Bum, bum, bum!
Let go of her! I shrieked. I mean, I didn't know how else to shriek without blowing the mic out. So,
I think you did good.
But I knew I was helpless. The abominable snowman growled and turned Nicole around roughly. Then he reached behind her and grabbed her backpack. He ripped it off her shoulder with a sharp, hard tug. Hey! Hey! I cried in horror. I don't know what that was. With one claw, he sliced open the canvas backpack. He reached inside and pulled something out. A bag. A bag of weed. Nicole... I'm sorry, it was a bag of trail mix. Nicole and I stared in amazement as he poured the trail mix into his mouth. Weird, I choked out. He likes trail mix. The monster crumpled up the bag and shifted through Nicole's pack, searching for more. That's all there is, Nicole whispered entirely too loudly to me. With an angry growl, the monster tossed Nicole's pack away, clearly having heard her. Now what? Nicole whispered loudly again. I reached into my own backpack, and with a trembling hand I yanked out my bag of trail mix. I heaved it at the monster. The bag hit the floor and slid to the monster's feet. He bent down, grabbed it, tore it open, and hungrily gulped down the trail mix. When he finished, I shoved my pack toward him. He grunted. Then he dumped out my stuff. No more trail mix. Uh-oh. The monster stretched and roared. Then he reached down. With 2 gigantic arms, he grabbed Nicole and me. He lifted us up. I was like, am I reading the wrong chapter? Isn't this how the last one ended? It's just like he grabbed... No. With 2 gigantic arms, he grabbed Nicole and me. He lifted us up. He raised us toward his face, toward his mouth, preparing to eat us. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, the kids do what they can do. They struggle helplessly, and the umbilical snowman carries them basically like dolls. He's got 2 little dolls. He's just carrying them around. And he finds this passage, which I assume I say he finds it. He knew it was there.
Except he's man-sized, so he's like just a normal dude carrying 2 struggling children on his arm, but he's got those big meaty paws, and he's just like...
I hate that he's short. That bothers me so much. But anyway.
I kind of just keep reminding yourself he's a little man doing all these things that he's doing. But super hairy. I mean, it's not like he's just a regular man. He's like, here we go. And is he just dragging them by their feet?
He's got nipples exposed, according to Dorman.
Oh, yeah. They're horrifying. Puckery.
There's this passage behind this boulder that he shoves out of the way like Jesus waking up after, Easter. Shoves his boulder out of the way, and he drags the kids into another cave, and that opens up to the sky. So now they're like, oh, okay, now we're kind of outside, and he climbs out.
At one point, Jordan's just like, why didn't we find that? It's like, he moved a fucking boulder out of the way, dipshit. If you had found it, why do you think you would have been like...
Also, I was trying to think of how he moved a boulder while holding a kid in each hand, but he's a pretty talented umbilical snowman.
Also, he's got those big old feet. His feet he's probably has like opposable toes and shit, so he's probably just like lifted one leg up and he's just like, bam.
Oh, that'd be sweet, dude. Yeah. Anyway, as a blizzard, he's lugging them across the tundra in the blizzard. And Jordan's like, this actually was a fun thought. Jordan's like, what if he's taking us to another cave with other snowmen, and then they're going to like have a feast of us? And I was thinking,
like a potluck. He just bought 2 raw children.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, if I were in that dude's clutches and he was dragging me across the tundra, I would be like, yeah, he's going to see other snow dudes. Like, he's excited to show us off. Because he could have already murdered us. He's taking us somewhere to show us off.
I like how your thought is more like it's a collection kind of thing.
Like he's just like, guys, I got the 2 new kit models. Oh, look at this one. Oh shit, the arms fell off. But anyway, this one's still in good condition.
And when the kids squirm, the monster starts digging his claws into them to keep them still. So that was a nice touch.
No one likes the kids being here.
Nobody. Not even well, of course not the Abominable Snowman, but Dad's even not having a great time with him. So hope's kind of fading because they're not able to get out of his clutches, and he's just taking them further and further into the Alaskan wilderness. But then they hear the sound of barking, and the barking comes from the one dog, Lars, who happened to be Nicole's favorite of the 4. Maybe that was why Arthur left it. But anyway, so one of the dogs that Arthur left behind, they hear that dog barking, and the snowman then sets them down in the snow, and Nicole and Jordan sprint all the way through the snow glyphs, make their way to the cabin where they could hear the barking and start calling for Dad. Dad, Dad, Daddy, Dad. And they get inside the cabin, out of breath. Did he follow us? Where's Dad? Dad! Dad is gone. Bum, bum, bum.
They get to the empty cabin and like, oh, god damn it. Abandoned by a parent again. First, Mom went to Pennsylvania, and then Dad clearly just brought us all up to Alaska to abandon us here, and then he's going to go back home to Pasadena. And then that way, he's gotten rid of the whole family.
Mm-hmm. John listing it.
Except, at least he didn't. Well, I mean, the kids aren't going to survive, I guess. Anyway. Also, I have a theory about Arthur being the Abominable Snowman. Because if you think about it, it makes sense that you never see Arthur again.
And he's man size.
He's like, and we only ever deal with the snowman after that.
Yeah. What about his feet, though?
So what? And
is he just transforming?
Like Arthur's a large guy, but maybe that's because he's wearing. Obviously, he'd be built up as if he's a swamp. If he takes off his Arthur costume, he's going to be smaller than Arthur. He's not going to be bigger than Arthur.
Where are the dogs going?
That makes sense.
What's he doing with the dogs? You think he's eating the dogs?
He just lets them run and play and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes he goes, he takes them back. He knows he's got a job or whatever. Like, he lives in town, too. He's got a place in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It makes as much sense as Arthur just booking it and leaving a dog behind, too.
Dog
See, that's why he left Lars behind, because he knew that he's going to come back and say, oh, shit, God damn it, Lars, we have to go. And Lars is like, no, I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
Like, Lars, come on. Dad's gone. He abandoned us like Mom did. What are we going to do? Then they hear footsteps outside, and they're just like, oh my god, it's the Abominable Snowman who's come back to kill us, or maybe Arthur to come back to kill us, or whatever. But no, it's Dad, and they're both like, holy shit, Dad! Arthur abandoned... Because Dad doesn't know shit. Dad just was taking pictures at the stream, and he's coming back, and so they're like, Dad, so, good news, bad news situation, and then bad news again. Bad news, Arthur left, he took all the dogs, and he took all the food, and Dad's just like, oh, we should probably call for help. But then Jordan and Nicole make a mistake, because they're just like, hey, by the way, we got kidnapped by the Abominable Snowman, and, pretty cool guy, I guess. And Dad's just like, obviously I don't believe you. We're going to starve to death out here. We need to get help. And they're like, come on. So they take him, and they're like, look, there's footprints there. And the Dad's just like, are you really? Fucking Jordan, you did this already. They're footprints. Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Ha. Nicole's just like, hey, no, seriously though, Dad. I know you can't trust Jordan because of what Mom said he did, but like, you can trust me because I'm Nicole. And Jordan's just like, what the fuck was that about? And Dad's just like, you know what? You're right, Nicole. I'm sorry. I believe you. I believe Nicole. And so Dad follows Nicole and the footprints, and then they see the cave. And Jordan's just like, Dad, we can't, what the fuck are you doing, Dad? We can't go in there. And Dad's just like, I'm enough of your shit, Jordan. I know you're not mine. I need to see that monkey. So the 3 of them go down into the cave. And Jordan's just like, what the fuck was that all about? Also, are we going to be able to escape this monkey a second time?
Bum, bum, bum.
Here we go.
It's real hard-hitting drama.
Yeah, this keeps going. Dad grabbed me by the hand and pulled me into the cave. I heard the drip of icy water against the back wall. I blinked in the darkness. Where was he? Where was the Abominable Snowman? I heard Dad's camera clicking away. I tried to stay close to Dad. I cried out when I spotted the snowman. I expected him to roar and lumber after us. But he stood stiffly, staring straight ahead. Refrozen again, inside a huge block of ice. Nicole stepped closer to the block of ice. How does he do that? This is amazing! Dad cried, snapping picture after picture. Incredible! I stared up at the monster's face. He glared out at us from inside the ice. His black eyes glittered, his mouth set in a toothy snarl. This is the most amazing discovery in history! Dad exclaimed. Do you realize how famous we are going to be? He stopped shooting for a second and peered up at the brown-furred monster. Brown again. Brown-furred monster again. I'm so stupid.
That's stupid.
Why stop here? He murmured. Why go home with nothing but photos? Why not take the snowman himself back to California? Christ. Do you know what a sensation that will create? But how? Nicole asked. He's alive, you know. Dad, I warned. I mean, he can crack out of the ice, and when he does, it's really scary. I don't think you could control him. Dad knocked gently on the ice, testing it. We won't let him out of the ice, he said. At least, not until we've got him under control. Dad walked all the way around the block of ice, rubbing his chin. If we cut the ice a bit, it might fit into the supply trunk, he said. Then we could carry the snowman back to California in the block of ice, locked in the trunk. It's airtight, so the ice won't melt. He stepped up close to the ice and snapped a few more shots of the snowman's snarling face. Let's go get the trunk, kids. Dad, wait! I didn't like this idea. You don't understand. The snowman could rush us. He let us go once, but why take another chance? Look at his teeth, Dad, Nicole pleaded. He's so strong. He picked us both up at once. He's worth the risk, Dad insisted. Neither of you's hurt, right? Neither of you's hurt. Did he hurt either of you? Did it hurt either of you? Are you traumatized even a little bit? Probably not. Nicole and I nodded.
What judge gave him custody?
No shit.
What judge said this man?
How bad is this
How
mother?
bad is their mom?
Right? Nicole and I
Holy
nodded.
Shit.
Yes, we're not hurt, but let's go. Dad made his mind up. He wasn't going to listen to our warnings. I'd never seen him so excited. As we hurried from the cave, he called to the snowman, Don't go away. We'll be right back. So then, despite the warnings, and despite... I mean, the judge probably told him that the kids couldn't even leave the state, and they're already in Alaska. Dad goes back, they get the trunk, he comes back, he saws the block of ice down to a size that will fit into the trunk. And as they're doing it, Jordan, he's like, man, if we're going to be heading back home, I might want to take some of these snowballs with me. I'm gonna pack some snowballs in here with this monster. These are going to be my snow monster balls. And I'm going to put them in here. And when we get home, I'm going to play with these snowballs. And they locked it up. They'll haul it out. They haul it back to the cabin. Lars helps, of course. And Dad's pretty excited. He's like, this is great, kids. This is going to do it for us. This is awesome. Your mother, she's going to shit bricks. She's going to wish she had never left a guy like me.
Oh, God, there's got to be some of that. His ego is so broken right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'll show
God.
her, he's saying. Their photography wasn't lucrative enough to raise a family. Yeah, guess what, bitch? Well,
I was thinking Miss Hutchinson was an older gal, but what if she's like new mom, like that he's trying, like she's just like, oh, it'll be good practice for like you go on your trip, and then while you're on your trip, I'll watch them, and then it'll just be like their new mom.
It might be. But as they're doing this, Nicole and Jordan are like, I don't know about this. You remember when we were down there, how it busted out of the ice and tried to murder us and drug us off into the middle of the tundra? I feel like that could happen at any moment. And they're trying to go to sleep now, which I don't think I'd be able to do. And Dad's like, all right, let me search this emergency radio, call for help, and get us out of here. Get that helicopter out here. Search through this bag here. Maybe check in this pocket. No, that's my keys. What's in this pocket? Just more camera stuff. What's in here? Nothing. No radio. Where is the radio? Bomb, bomb, bomb.
I feel like I would have checked for the radio before I sawed out a dangerous animal out of an ice block. But, I mean, I guess the kids are the ones who are just like, no, Dad, fuck the radio. Let's see the monster. But then, because they're just thinking all this kind of bullshit where it's just like, Arthur must have stolen it. Although that didn't seem like a well thought out plan by Arthur. It's literally the moment they got back from their first expedition, Arthur was like, I'm done, and left. Like, he didn't have any plans. It's like he forgot a whole dog. But Dad's trying not to freak out, but then Nicole's just like, oh, wait, Dad, it's in your sock. You rolled it up in your sock and you put it in your suitcase to keep it from getting too cold. Remember? Dad, you're so fucking stupid. I can't believe, Jesus Christ, we would have died out here. Oh my God, Dad, we would have died out here if I hadn't remembered that you put the radio in your sock. The dad is just like, yeah. Calls radios in for a helicopter, and Nicole and Jordan are just like, thank God, I can't wait to get back to Pasadena and never see snow again. I had no idea that our snowy adventure was just beginning. A bumpity dump, bum bum. You know, it's funny. When I got to that point, I was just like, I mean, yeah, you got a snow monkey running around, but that's not really a snow adventure. That's, you know, they actually did deliver on a snow adventure. I was picking hairs or nits or whatever at that point where it's just like, you can't just be like, oh, you have an abominable monkey man. That means you have snow adventures. No, now you just got a smelly, sweaty monkey man. You know, it's like Dunstan checks in.
Oh,
you know, you don't call that a jungle adventure. That's a hotel adventure.
It's a good one, I will say.
There's some really fucked up moments in that movie when they pull out that torture device that they used to kill Dunstan's mom or some shit, like the poachers in the.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen it.
I mean, I hope that's in the movie, because if it's not, I just manufactured a horrible memory about orangutan torture. Like, why would I do that to myself?
So as we do, we just fast forward to the kids are just bam, they're back in Pasadena, bam,
rubbing suntan lotion all over themselves like a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, getting tan. Glad to be home now, far from the snow, because that was where the bad things happened. And Abominable Snowman, he's still frozen in the trunk in Dad's dark room. I don't know how. I feel like it's gonna thaw a little bit. You know, but they put ice packs on it, and they turn the air conditioner on high. But it's like, I don't know if you're keeping like a 6x4.
It's 100 degrees outside.
I know, block of ice.
Like, yeah, it's just
okay. Whatever.
How did they even get that? I guess they don't have to go through customs or anything. Maybe that's why it's in Alaska, so they didn't have to work customs out.
Yeah, maybe.
And how did he get his other shit out of there, though?
No idea.
And water's heavy. They didn't just put that in the helicopter's like, you know, this is 2 trips, right?
Yeah, because
I'm not taking the 3 of you, a dog.
That's easily like 600-700 pounds.
And, you know, clearly 250 pounds of monkey in a block of ice big enough to hold that much monkey.
And he had to have, like you said, he had to have left all of his camera stuff behind. There's no way.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Maybe they strapped it to the bottom. There's this bright red trunk filled with frozen monkey. He had to have shown the pilot, too. Yeah. Man, take a look at this.
Look at this, dude.
Man, take a gander at this.
Also, have you seen Arthur lately? Because he fucking abandoned us, dude.
Yeah, have you? Yeah, I mean, you need to talk to the plane pilot, helicopter pilot, because plane pilot told us he's like the best musher on the planet, and like, I don't know what you'd say, but Arthur, he mushed out on us.
He did. So Dad's got to go meet a scientist in Los Angeles, and he's like, kids, I'm going to be gone. You know the rules. Don't fuck with the trunk. Say it after me. And they're all like, don't fuck with the trunk. And he's like, all right, good, I'm out. And so the kids are hanging out. Their friend Lauren, from very early in the book, she comes back and visits. She's like, how was fucking Alaska?
Nasally, high nasal voice.
Hi, how was Alaska, guys? And they can't hold back, dude. They want to show her.
Immediately.
Yeah, and Jordan, he's bragging about, all the secrets, and they want to show him the Abominable Snowman, and Lauren's like, I don't know, prove it. And they're like, all right, we'll fucking prove it. All right, come in here. Dad told us not to. We're going to come on in here. Let me show you something. And so they go in the dark room there, and opens the trunk to show her. And Jordan, he lifts the lid, and when they peer inside, he screams at what he sees. Bum, bum, bum.
So from Pasadena to UCLA is about 35 minutes at this time of day, which is about 7 p.m.
So Dad's only
West
taken,
Coast.
plus with traffic, maybe an hour commute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming the monkey expert's going to be at the university, but
It's a good call.
you never know.
Yeah.
But, I'm sorry. That was in the middle of a cliffhanger. So both the girls, Nicole is like, ah, and Lauren is just like, eh, and they just like both freak out. But it turns out Jordan's he's just yanking the chains. He's just like, ah, I gotcha. He's still just fucking frozen and shit. And Nicole and Lauren are just like, I can't believe you did that. Why would you? Oh my God. And Jordan's just like, Jesus Christ, Lauren, I feel like you got some sort of deviated septum issues or something. I don't fucking know what's going on up in your nasal cavities, but Lauren gets a good peek at this brown furry man. She's just like, oh my God, he's so pretty. I love him. Oh, this is amazing. And while she's looking at him, Jordan sneaks out a couple of snowballs. Honestly, good call.
Oh, yeah.
Good call. Grabbing snowballs.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he pre-made them into snowballs, too. He didn't just, like, shovel some snow in there. He's like, no, we got a couple units in there. He passes one, and this is, like, how like, they're semi-cool siblings, at least. He passes Nicole a snowball, too, and she's like, hey, lay it. Because, like, he's not going to fucking do her dirty. They're going to go fucking get Lauren. So Lauren is just like, she's bebopping along now outside. She's like, it's so hot out here, guys. Do you sometimes sweat between your toes? And it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird when it does that for me, and I just don't like it. And so Nicole is just like, I can't fucking take it anymore. And she whips the snowball right at Lauren's head. But she fucking misses, and it hits like I don't know, was it a fucking tree?
It's a tree, yeah.
She threw the snowball at Lauren. It missed. Slap! It hit a tree. Nice shot, Ace! I cried sarcastically. Wow, he's Boston now, I guess.
Look at that.
But then I gaped at the tree in shock. The snowball didn't crumble to the ground. It started to grow. Thick white snow spread quickly up the tree trunk and over the branches. Within seconds, the entire tree was covered with snow. Wow! Lauren gasped. Nicole! How did you do that? Nicole and I stared open-mouthed at the snow-covered tree. I was so stunned the snowball fell out of my hand. I jumped back as it hit the ground and spread. God damn it, Jordan. Oh, wow! I shrieked. I watched snow spread over the lawn like a white blanket. It spread under our bare feet, over the driveway, out to the street. Lauren is just like, oh my fucking God, there's snow everywhere. Guys, let's go roll around in it. Nicole and Jordan are a little bit more concerned about it. But then Lauren makes her own snowball, and she whips it at Nicole and she put a rock in it, too. I bet she put a fucking rock in it. She whipped it as hard as she could, and Nicole goes down. She's just like, bam! The rock hits her, blood's... Oh, no, that didn't happen. What actually happened? Oh, right. So she gets hit with a snowball, and then it starts to encase her as well, and makes her into like a snow statue. And which is lovely in some ways, horrifying and tragic in others. Probably at this instance, Jordan is more horrifiedly tragical about it. And he's just like, oh, whoa! Time out on the snowball fight. Grabs his sister's arm and is just like, hey, Nicole, wake up. I'm worried if I jiggle you too much, you'll fall over and break like the T-1000, so wake up.
Why don't you put a little makeup?
Susie, wake up. What's that?
Oh, I was doing System of a Down. Like, wake up. Why don't you put a little makeup?
Oh,
Why'd you put a kiss upon the table?
Who's the old man inside? I guess both of us in that case. I'm just slightly older. Jordan's just like, ah, shit. It's magic snow, obviously. It came out of the Abominable Snowman's cave, so it's all kinds of magic. Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum. Nicole's frozen, and Jordan has the idea. He's like, I know what we'll do. Let's take her to the kitchen. We'll put her in we'll put her in front of the oven. And he goes and he cranks the oven up and he turns on all the stove eyes and he lets her sit there for a minute and nothing doing. All right. And the clock's ticking. I mean, her brain's probably frozen. She'll probably be, severe brain damage within minutes, probably. We got to hurry. So that's not working. Then he takes her down. They got a furnace.
No, if you keep them iced. Listen. Okay, so I saw an Instagram post, and it's got to be real, but it's about this girl who was frozen solid for 8 hours. They revived her, bro. Her brain was still sparking, bro. Well, then she was still good to go. She was like a fucking ready to eat meal. Just pull her out of the refrigerator, just put her in the oven, bam, bam, bam. You got her fucking walking, talking.
Then I was wrong. She's still got a chance. And so the oven's not working. Then he's like, I know, we'll take her to the furnace. We're not going to throw her in. Lauren was like, oh, okay, I was worried that you were going to throw her in.
Who in Pasadena has a furnace in their residence?
I wondered about that myself. But they do. And puts her in front of the furnace, cranks it, nothing. So panicked, Jordan then has another idea. This is a very desperate one. He's like, well, I remember when the Abominable Snowman was carrying me around, he was putting off some body heat, dude. He was emitting warmth up there in Alaska. Got a plan. So they drag Nicole back to the dark room, and because Jordan's like, I think only the snowman's warmth is going to be able to help us here. I think that's the only thing that can melt this strange, mysterious ice. I'm going to read it to you. Page 110. Stay here, I told Lauren. I'll be right back. I raced into the kitchen. I pulled open all the cupboards and drawers, desperately searching for one thing. Trail mix. Please, please let there be trail mix somewhere in this house, I prayed. Yes! I found a plastic bag of trail mix behind an old box of spaghetti. I grabbed it and flew back out to the dark room. Lauren stared at the bag in my hand.
What's that?
Trail mix.
Trail mix? Jordan, can't you wait to eat later?
It's not for me. It's for him. I motioned toward the trunk.
What?
I unlatched the trunk and pulled it open. The Abominable Snowman lay inside there, frozen in the black ice. I grabbed a handful of trail mix and waved it above the snowman's face. Wake up, I begged. Please wake up. Look, I brought you some trail mix.
Jordan, have you totally lost it?
Lauren screeched.
What on earth are you doing?
I can't think of any other way to save Nicole, I cried. My hand trembled as I frantically waved the trail mix over the snowman. Come on, you know you love trail mix. Wake up, please wake up. Come on, help us. I leaned over, staring hard at the monster's eyes, watching for him to blink. Watching for any signs of life, but the eyes didn't move. The creature stared lifelessly up through the block of ice. I refused to give up. Yum, yum, I shouted, my voice high and wild. Yum, yum! Trail mix, boy! Boy, is that good? I popped a few raisins into my mouth and chewed. Nom, 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 nom. Delicious trail mix, so good, so tasty. Nom, nom, nom. Come on, wake up, try some.
He's not moving,
Lauren sobbed. Give up, Jordan, it isn't going to work. Bum, bum, bum. What a ridiculous fucking chapter. So
yeah, this is definitely one where she's like, I think you could have just kept the chapter going. I don't think you needed to put a chapter break here. Because I'm just looking at this as like, this is just more of what's happening. It's like, so he hears a faint cracking sound, but turns out not to be anything. And so then he hears some more faint cracking, and he's like, I don't know. Then he's just like, maybe Dad's gonna get here. And Lauren, she's, what are we going to do? Lauren sobbed. She was no help at all. Crack. I heard it again. Louder this time. And then, crack. A long crack ripped across the ice. The Abominable Snowman groaned. Lauren leaped I always want to say leapt back. I don't like leaped back, and I'm pretty sure it's accurate, but it's still
awkward.
like...
I agree.
Anyway, Lauren leaped back with a wild scream. It's alive! The ice broke up. The furry snowman slowly pulled himself up, moaning. Lauren cried out in fear. She pressed herself against the dark room wall. What's he going to do? Shh! The monster shook shards of broken ice from his shoulders. He lifted himself out of the trunk. He uttered a low growl. Jordan, look out! Lauren cried. The monster lurched toward me. My heart jumped. I wanted to back away or run away, but I couldn't. I had to stay and help Nicole. The snowman grunted. He swiped a giant paw at me. Lauren let out another shrill scream. Eee! I leaped back. What would the monster do? The monster cried again. He took another swipe. Let's get out of here, Lauren shouted. He's going to hurt you. I wanted to run, but Nicole... The monster swiped at me again and snatched the bag of trail mix out of my hand. I suddenly realized that was all he wanted. He had been grabbing for the trail mix. He poured the trail mix into his mouth, gulping it down, swallowing it noisily. Then he tossed the bag away. Lauren pressed her back against the corner of the dark room. Make him go back into the trunk, she cried. Are you crazy? How can I do that? Sorry. I've been doing an Urkel voice this whole time, and then Jordan just did the fucking catchphrase. How can I do that? The snowman growled and staggered across the floor. His heavy footsteps shook the floor. He stopped in front of Nicole. He reached his powerful arms around her snow-covered body? Snow-covered body and squeezed. Stop him! Lauren screamed. He's crushing her!
Oh, man.
Wait. Bum, bum, bum.
Jordan panics because he thinks the abominable snowman there is going to hurt Nicole. But you realize that he's really just hugging her, thawing out of that frozen body. Also, I want to go back to that last chapter where he's like, oh, the the snowman wants the trail mix that I fucking was waving in his face trying to wake him up with. Is that what he wants? Jesus Christ. Anyway, believe it or not, Nicole, after this big, I guess, gorilla hug, starts to thaw. Snow starts melting away. Get a little color back in her cheeks.
I mean, this is what he wanted, right? What did he expect did he expect the monkey to, pick her up and rub her all over his body? Or, what was he expecting her to do
melt
to
the snow? Yeah.
Melt her.
He's doing it. She's a little dazed, but she's fine. And the kids then just watch the monster just lug out of the dark room. And then he goes and hugs the snow-covered tree, and all the snow around the tree vanishes from the yard, and the grass pokes up back through, and he looks confused about all the Pasadena sun and heat. And he grabs his head, and he's screaming, and he just kind of frantically runs down the street, I guess looking for some more cold stuff to hug. And the kids are like, oh, well, I'm glad Nicole's fine, but boy, Dad's going to be mad when he gets home and realizes the frozen ape's missing. Oof, that's going to ruin his chance of fame and making Mom regret the day she left him for Pennsylvania.
Oh,
yeah.
My God.
But then they go back.
That's not even a joke.
I know, it's right. Then they go back. There's the trunk. There's still 2 magic snowballs left in the trunk. And they're like, oh, I don't know what to do with these. These are, we can't just have these around. You saw what they do. And so they put them in a garbage bag, and their plan is to bury them in a sandy lot near the twins' house. So they do that. They put it in the bag, and they go.
What is it with kids burying things in clear views of the bullies? I don't understand.
They head over there. They're trying to bury these. Just 2 kids burying snowballs in a garbage bag in the sand is not how I thought this book was going to end. But then Dad gets home because he just had a long talk with the LA scientist about this fucking mystical gorilla he took a bunch of pictures of. And he's like, hey, kids, how about that snowman? And the kids are like, oh, Dad, oh, fuck, we don't... Whew, I don't know how we're going to tell him. You know what? Let's let Dylan tell him. Dumb.
Oh, my God, he is going to kill them. Oh, God. I keep thinking, this is the thing I can't stop thinking about since I stopped reading this book. I'm just going to read the first couple of lines. We ate supper early that evening. Things were pretty quiet around the dinner table. I'm glad you kids are safe and sound. Dad said for the 5th time. That's what counts. That's what counts. That's what counts. That's what.
You know he's so mad, dude. He's so pissed off.
Oh my. Just reading that was like, oh man, that is a man who is just, he sees his own children's dead bodies in front of him, and he's the one who killed them. It just over and over again, he's just like, they're still alive. That's what counts. That's what counts. So anyway, Dad's, he's about to lose his shit. But then Nicole and Jordan just like, but Dad, you've got those photographs. You still got the photographs. That's great. And the dad's just like, hot dog. You're right. I got my photographs. Hot cha-cha-cha-cha. And then he runs off, develops the photographs, and yeah, it's fucking hilarious because it turns out the Abominable Snowman's one of those mystery creatures that if you snap a couple of pictures of them, they don't show up. So it's just picture after picture of an empty ice cube, basically. So I feel like this is the point that certain dads might pick up a claw hammer, and like the last shot of the movie would see, or his like, he's in the foreground. The two kids are in the doorway to the dark room, and all you see is a close-up shot of him in the foreground with his hand just tightening around a claw hammer. And it cuts to credits at that, and you know they're dead. But for some reason, that's not what happens. This is a good enough dad that he didn't murder her. And the whole time, he's probably like, maybe I made it up. Maybe I made it. Maybe I made it up. Maybe I went crazy. But whatever. And Nicole I guess, chimes in with, it's like it never existed, Dad.
Yes, dear, it is, isn't it? And that's the worst part, Nicole.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you.
And then later, Nicole and Jordan are dicking around outside to avoid the murderous stares of their dad, the haunted, boozy look of their dad. He is so drunk right now, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's probably just hammered. Hammered.
Claw hammered.
But Jordan and Nicole sprint across the street because Kyle's got a snowball in his head. Because I guess when they buried the snowballs, they stayed in pristine snowball form. And Kyle pulls one out, winds up in his arm, and is like, "Hey, Kara, I hope you die," and hits her with the snowball. Thwack. I think it ends on thwack.
Yeah, I think so.
Or wipe out.
Thwack.
Thwack, sorry. Bum. I mean, who gives a fuck? I hope she dies.
Yeah. So now we have, what's the ramifications here? We just have some snow in Pasadena? I mean, I don't think there's it's not like it's going to take over the whole city.
Well, I mean, Kara's dead. There's a dead child.
So? Think she's like she got turned into a frozen block?
Yeah. There's a really upsetting moment where they're talking about dragging Lauren frozen through the house, and her like frozen toes, or bare frozen toes are like scraping across the floor as they're dragging her. I'd be like, God, pick her up so that one of those don't snap off or something. Jesus. Yeah, that'd be my first fear. I'd be thinking like, oh God, it's just like fucking liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
But apparently not.
So yeah, what did you think overall? Is a little bit of a goofy one.
I felt like this was Deep Trouble, but nice, like more of a comedy, like more of a light comedy. Because Deep Trouble had some really dark moments in it, surprisingly, like when the college grad student straight up murdered two children and his mentor to get mermaid money. Yeah. Like, basically to sell a person into slavery. Yeah. Like, it's pretty fucked up. Like, I feel like a mermaid, it stops being a creature when at least 50% of it is the thinking part of a human. Sure. Like, right? Like, it's one thing if it had the body of a human and the head of an ibis, because then you're just like, how really, it's probably not even, is that a person really? Like, you could keep that in a cage or something. But like, a mermaid's got like a fucking human face.
Yeah, that's tough to rectify. You got to deal with that.
And that's why it's okay to fuck them.
I liked it, but I don't know that I loved it. I think it was a little... There were some magic wands that were waved throughout this book. And I know finding gaps in logic is not like a fun way to read a Goosebumps book. However, I do find it weird that Arthur just leaves. I also find it...
Without actually being the Sasquatch himself.
I find the Sasquatch occasionally going in and out of being frozen himself is strange. Like, why does he do that? It doesn't seem like he needs to do that in his own habitat. So that was a little weird. And just the fact that trail mix wakes him up.
You're not beef jerky?
Is it...
I mean, he used beef jerky pretty heavily for the Mudmen.
Like, is it just trail mix, or is it like any food? I don't know. Some of that's kind of weird, and it seems goofy, especially at the end of the book when he's like trying to wave it in front of the thing to wake it up. I was like, all right, this is kind of dumb. And I was actually never afraid of the snowman. I thought that would be a little more of a frightening experience, but he seemed like overall a pretty nice guy. Like, he saved the kids. He got them out of the cave they were trapped in. Like,
well, that's kind of like why it's kind of like Deep Trouble again, where the mermaid was not the bad guy. Like, she actually helped. I almost remembered his name. I think his name's Billy, because his name's like Billy Deep.
Oh yeah,
of the ocean like that, or whatever the fuck. Anyway, but he was nearly attacked by that shark, and she saved him. Like, she was a cool dude. Too. So I do feel like it is kind of like a, if you'll pardon the pun, a watered down version of Deep
a little
Trouble.
bit.
It's missing some of the sharper edges, and like that one actually made sense.
It feels like a marriage between that one and the cursed, or the curse of the mummies. Yeah,
the mummies. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to give it. I'm going to have to give it 3.5 snowballs out of 7. I'm going right down the middle again. I don't think it was particularly above average or below average. I think it was right on the money.
I would give it 6 out of 10 snowy balls. I'm not cutting any of those in half, neither. Because that will lead to a pretty upset Abominable Snowman.
Well, you got a good point there. Yeah, so we're hitting it at about average on roughly there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's on the right side of like, I guess. It's on the positive side of failing.
I guess, yeah. It's weird because I felt like when I met Arthur and some of that, I was like, oh, this is fun, a wilderness tale. I'm into it, but it just did not stick the landing. I felt like the last few chapters were just too dumb. I hate to say it.
It's very out of Pasadena, into Pasadena. Like, it's just.
Bit.
My god, and the whole sack burying thing, that was one of the rougher parts of the book. Like, where it's just like, can we get over talking about where we're burying snowballs, please? Because this is stupid.
Yeah. Like
I kind of love that the snowman just screamed and ran away.
I know.
I can't take it.
It's like,
these kids suck.
You had a furnace or whatever. Couldn't you put the snowballs in the furnace or something? Or like, wouldn't that at least keep people from getting to them if there's magic? I don't know. Fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, we've got some trivia. Apparently, this was one of the few books in the original series not to be adapted for television. However, Protocol Entertainment, the company that produced the television series Goosebumps, reportedly told fans that an adaptation of the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena was in production in the late 90s. But showrunner Dan Angel later said it was cut because they found the Abominable Snowman hard to pull off, which I think's bullshit because it's literally just the size of a man. You've got a monkey suit. How hard could it be? This is also the longest, it's the longest title of any book in the original series, so there you go. That's fun. And also, I don't know if this is said anywhere, but it felt like the longest book in the series. I never felt like this book was going to fucking end.
I didn't have that problem with this one as much as I did. I guess because I go by chapter numbers. This is maybe not the smart. But like when it's like chapter 31, fuck you.
Yeah. It's one of the few Goosebumps books where the protagonists have divorced parents.
And that it's also their fault.
And in reality, the Abominable Snowman is said to live in the Himalayas.
Don't say in reality, like it's fucking real.
I know, right? Well, that's what the now that I've said it out loud, I'm like, what the fuck?
In actuality, the Abominable Snowman is in the Himalayas. So shut the fuck up, R.L. Steen.
Yeah, rather than Alaska. The creature of the novel, therefore, could probably be compared to a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch, which are cryptids of North American folklore. Tomato, tomato. I do appreciate we got a little bit of a cryptid touch on this. You know, it's always fun to kind of read stories about it. So a little bit more comedy baked in probably than I was expecting. But that's going to do it. So you can email the show. We'd love to hear from you. Be like Stephen Wilds. Stephen Wilds is a cool dude. He emailed the show. And he emailed the show at wegotgoosebumpspodcast@gmail.com. So if you want to be like Stephen, that's where you got to send your emails.
You can also find us on Blue Sky at Say Cheese and Pod. If you want to message us there, that's usually where we also announce shows dropping, charity streams, fun things like that. So if you want to stay involved in what we're doing, that's a good follow there. You can also support this show and other shows on the Polymedia Network at www.patreon.com/polykill.
That's right. Now here's a title that I don't think of often. This one could be a dark horse, a hidden gem amongst the library. I'm excited, Dylan, for next episode's book.
What has 2 eyes, a mouth, and wrinkly green skin? Mark's shrunken head. It's a present from his Aunt Benna, a gift from the jungle island of Balladora, which sounds not like a real island. Mark can't wait to show the kids at school his shrunken head. It's so ugly, so gross, so awesome. But late one night, the head starts to glow, because it's no ordinary head. It gives Mark a strange power, a magical power, a dangerous power.